Well, this is bound to happen. We wind up with too little rope end after we've got our load hooked up to do anything with. We can't do a whole lot of Z-rig or anything on the haul line, so what we have to do is attach a separate line to the haul line and put all the mechanical advantage on it. So I'm going to hook up a 2-to-1 pull by 3-to-1 on this, and the first thing I want to do is get a rope capture system here. And what I'm going to use to do this is the protraction. It's a one-way pulley. You close that, drop the lock, and it is required that you put a carabiner through there. Apparently there is some danger of this thing coming loose under load, so that prevents that. So that's that. I can't pull my load up much with that, but I can prepare the rope by tightening it for my Z-rig. Well, I've already got most of this hooked up. I did it before I started the video. So all I have to do is hook this up and pull it up here a ways. So at this point, I have a Z-rig here pulling a 2-to-1. Now this works like this. This is all implemented on one separate piece of rope. It's anchored here, comes up through this pulley, which gives us a 2-to-1. We've got a rope clamped to the pull line of the 2-to-1. That's the load for the Z-rig. So I can pull in, and when I get it collapsed where I can go no further, I need to take up the slack. Now I can reset everything. Probably ought to reset this first, and I can pull in some more load. And you'll see when I do that this is going slack, and that's because all the force is applied here, so to capture that we have to capture it back here. You can do this with a prusik. If you do it with a prusik, you have to have some way to tend it, so this is a convenient way to do it, although I don't recommend that on heavy loads. Remember, that's a 500-pound device. It probably is not going to shock load well, and again, I'll just restate this, that this is not about necessarily how to implement these things, but how you can put these things together to do some work for you. And it'd be up to you then to decide what's appropriate, and if you need additional training to actually implement a system based on your requirements. So that's how we do it with a separate load, and we'd do the same thing if we had a Z-rig first being pulled with a 2-to-1. Pretty much the same thing. They'd both have to have a rope capture because we're pulling on one rope and we have to capture load on the haul line, so we still have to have something back here to capture the load.